Hey,
What's going on, everybody? My name's Tyler. This is Sean. We're Rendered Reality. Thanks for joining us again this week. We have had a huge week in VR, at least in our terms.
yeah,
Um, as all of you guys know, we are big shooter fans, right? And contractors, man, just killing it right now. I just going out there first and saying that we had a
for
blast,
sure.
and we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But
Yeah,
yeah,
we
it
got
was
some.
it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun in VR this week. We also got some game announcements this week. So we got some new stuff in, some VR cover stuff for our
Yep,
Rift S
true.
and Quests and stuff like that. So we got a bunch of stuff really to get into
Fun.
today. Should be a pretty good show. Hopefully, pretty entertaining. Uh,
Uh,
go
so
ahead.
I just wanted to, I was going to skip on our contractors play, which I know a lot of you guys played with us, but we're going to show some of that later. But HTC, man, we're talking about this before the show and stuff. They're doing layoffs.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know,
HTC did
man. Good
layoffs.
thing, bad thing. Did we see this coming? Did we not? I
Oh
don't know.
man, yeah, I'm curious to see what everybody out there thinks. I'm kind of the belief, the whole article and stuff that came out was HTC layoffs due to the COVID-19, and that was what
Right.
their main focus was. And I'm sure that's played a part in it. I'm sure that's had something to do with it. But honestly, my thought is, how much does this have to do with the poor sales of the Cosmos and stuff like that? How much is that? Because that has to have affected the company. When you put that much money into R&D and all this stuff for a new product, and you put it out
Right.
there and it just doesn't sell like you hope.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think the reasons are behind some of
Well, I mean,
these?
sure. I mean, their sales definitely are down. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I just, do I think it's the main reason that it's COVID-19? Probably not.
Probably not. Yeah.
It may have just been the straw that broke the camel's back, I
Right.
mean, at this point, I mean, it could just be that, now with them being shut down and maybe production halted on their stuff that they weren't selling anyways. Yeah, it probably there
Yeah.
they may be at the end. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's
I hope
sad. I mean,
not.
it's
I
not
mean,
good.
but
Yeah, it's not
right.
good. It's not good to see. It's not good for anybody. It's not good for
No.
us as VR enthusiasts. The more products that we
Nope.
have out competing and pushing the envelope is always better. But I mean, I think that the poor design and stuff, the poor sales of the Cosmos is, I think, the leading ticket of what kind of led to this. And curious, leave your thoughts in chat or comments down below after if you're not catching it live. But it is sad, and I think that we've known HTC has been in trouble for a long time as a company as a whole. So, I mean, hopefully, with these layoffs, maybe they can recoup some, I don't know. I mean, hopefully that
I
can
know.
add to their
Well,
longevity of a business. I
so
don't know.
in chat, Hussein X just said that the Reverb G2 may take, the last bit of whatever chance
Yeah,
HTC had. And I mean, at that price point,
yeah.
that's true. I mean, what do you guys, would you guys buy an HTC product now or like wait on a G2? I mean, to me, it's kind of obvious, but
Yeah, I mean, I
I
think the
don't know.
only
I
thing
mean,
HTC really has going for them right now is the wireless. If you can do
I
the
agree.
Cosmos
Yeah.
wirelessly, I think that's the
Yep.
main thing they have going for them. But I mean, at price range, if you ask me, would you rather have the Cosmos or Reverb G2? I mean, hands down, Reverb G2 that would be my choice. I mean,
Right.
it's still a big question mark with the tracking. I mean, they could release and the tracking could be in the same boat as Cosmos when it came out and is currently still in. But I think that's going to
Yeah.
be the main thing we're gonna have to wait and see with the
But
Reverb G2 is the tracking.
But I still think the original WMR stuff has better tracking than
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Cosmos in
yeah.
its
With
release. So if
their
they're the
1400
same or
cameras.
better,
Yeah,
right?
right.
I
Yeah, I don't
know,
know.
I know, and we talked about that last week, so we won't bury ourselves
Right.
in
It is
too
sad though.
much of
It's
it.
not.
But
It's not good news. It's not good news at all. But
it's not. But that's kind of how it goes.
yeah,
Um, yeah.
yeah.
However,
Good news though, on a good note, the deluxe audio strap is
so
in stock on Amazon
yep,
for what was it, 97 some dollars? I don't know if I
97
got that in
bucks
here
on
actually.
Amazon, at least in the States. Um, I highly recommend it. I keep it on
Yeah,
my Pimax at all times. I even thought about last night trying to get
it's
one
on my
just
Quest.
to put on my Quest as well.
It's so
So yeah,
worth it, I
just like
think.
that. I know. The comfort in the audio, it kind of gives it all to you in one
It really
clean
does. Yeah,
shot. Yeah, it's you're adding weight to it, but it's distributed better and you
right.
get adjustment out of it and stuff. It really hugs the back of your head. So
Yeah, it
it's
does
kind
a
of a
good
no-brainer.
job. I mean, if now that they're available again, 'cause the bad thing is that they were so overpriced for a long time. You couldn't get them anywhere. The places you could get them, like eBay and stuff, people were price gouging and
Oh
charging
my
a bunch
gosh,
of
yeah.
money. So
Oh,
I think it's a worthwhile upgrade.
speaking of, right? So I have my CV1 and the cable's basically shot on it. It's not shot, but it cuts in and out when I play, so it drives me crazy.
Right.
I looked just to see if I could pick one up on eBay. Holy crap! The cheapest ones were like 130 to 150 bucks for a used one. For a used
just
cable,
the cable, right?
Just the cable.
Man, that's
and like
insane.
170 bucks on ones that said excellent condition. It's like, oh my gosh, like.
Man. I really wish I wish a third party like company would come out with a cable. I mean, it can't be that hard to make a cable for that thing. I mean, I don't know if it'd be worth it now because, you know, they're not making them anymore and stuff.
Well,
so
they probably have a proprietary end to it or something, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It just stinks because, I mean, the CV1's still a great headset and there's still a ton of them out there. So people that have that issue, you know what I mean? It just, it's terrible. It's terrible. It sucks. It really does. But,
I know.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Oh my gosh, I see PD in chat saying.
Do you want to get into some contractor stuff? Do you want to get into some of that stuff?
We can, sure. I mean, it's hard not to. It's 100% our favorite game. I mean, I think between Sean and I both, I don't think there's hardly a game we like better we have more fun playing together, if that makes sense.
He's out here.
I mean, Half-Life Alyx obviously probably trumps it in, you know,
Single
total
player.
content of
Yeah.
but right.
I mean, playing by myself, even Contractors, I played a little bit through this week, just checking out new maps and stuff and playing by myself. And I love the game by myself as well, but nothing beats playing Contractors with some friends. And man, it's just fabulous. It's such a good game. They did a massive update. If you guys didn't catch our live stream earlier in the week, they did a huge update now where there's custom maps, there's custom game modes. I don't even know how many maps in total there is now, including the DLC stuff. Probably at least 20 maybe or so. A lot of Call of Duty maps, Call of Duty maps, which are really, really good. Like I'm talking Modern Warfare, World at War maps, some of the old stuff that I don't know about some of you guys, but I know me and Tyler used to play that together a lot, that Modern Warfare maps and stuff. And in the video clip from us playing, we didn't do a lot of the custom maps in the beginning because the way it works is you have to download those maps, and you can download them in game. You can go into the game and you can download the games in there, but the only problem is that it takes a little while to download. So I recommend pre-downloading them all. But here's another big update was the jumping, and this was all of us showcasing how good the jumping is in the game, and it really does add to the game. To me, I love the ability to jump in VR. But
it's all 100% jumping from crates and stuff now, like in this map, which you couldn't do before. You know, you had to go down and back up. It just adds a whole new dynamic to it. Does. Being able to hide places and stuff. It's a lot of fun.
It changes the maps. I mean,
VR Spry Guy said, don't play Contractors with us. They will shoot you in the face. Which I think I have it in here.
Oh, yeah.
I felt so bad that I had to do it.
Yeah.
It's so much fun, though.
Clip, but
it's great.
It really is. I mean, we're big fans of Onward, Pavlov, all those games. But to me, I don't know what it is about Contractors. The gameplay, the fact that there's a gun stock calibration. And even if you don't use a gun stock, somebody made a comment, I think on the video or somewhere, maybe on Reddit, and they said about, it might have been coming up, but they said about how they don't like the gun angles in Contractors compared to Pavlov. And I told him, I said, use the gun stock calibration. You can change the angle of the gun, the placement, the height, everything. You can fit it perfectly to how you like it, even if you're not using a gun stock. So it makes it easier to swap back. You know, if you're used to the gun angles in Pavlov, set it up like that, you know, and then you can go back and forth.
Yeah. I mean, and these Call of Duty maps, though, are just, they're so good. I mean, they really are. They look good. They have audio, like music audio in it, like from the game. I mean, they're legit recreations. I don't know if these are directly imported or not. I think I was reading somewhere that some of them were. But I mean, they look great. All the sniping spots are there.
Yeah.
All the routes you can run. I mean,
we were talking about that a little bit when we were playing, and to me, like I remember playing a lot of these maps and being in that map. First of all, being inside that map that you looked at playing for so long, everything's different about it in the sense that you play differently. You know, when you're inside this map, like I just felt like the way that I used to play it on a flat screen is different now because you're inside of that map, and it's just so, I don't know, it's such a weird feeling, but it's so good. Like, and there's more coming.
It's a whole new perspective.
Yeah, there's more custom maps coming.
That's what Greg's VR just said. Shipment map is coming too.
Yeah, there was one of them. I'll have to look it up. I think it was like Modern Warfare 2. There was a map I used to love. I'll have to try to look it up and see what that was. But there's also new game modes, and we didn't do the Ninja game mode until after the stream ended. We wanted to go ahead and go and check it out because we didn't have it downloaded, or at least I don't think Tyler had it downloaded. So he had to download it, and that takes a little while sometimes. But it's awesome. So the Ninja game mode is basically here's Spry Guy.
I had to.
So wrong. So wrong. I think VR Spry guy said it was like his second time ever playing this game, I think, or something like that.
I wouldn't have done it if it wasn't somebody I didn't know. You know,
it was just to be funny. But yeah, but the ninja map though, you do have to check that out because it's a map and it's all bow and arrow and sword. So you have, it's basically a PvP multiplayer match of bow and arrow and swords, and it's excellent. It's really, really good map. I highly recommend that one.
Yeah,
so.
PD said the maps look too perfect to not be imported, and that's what I thought too. I mean, they're just so spot on.
Yeah, if they weren't imported from Modern War or from Call of Duty, they did an excellent job. I don't know.
But if you guys don't have it, please do yourself a favor and pick this up. There are a ton of people playing it right now. I think they actually filled their servers last night. Like they had no more servers even to get on. So I mean,
if you're on Quest, you can sideload this onto Quest right now. I think there's a link down in the description. You can get this on Quest. It's not on the official store yet, but they did just recently fix the crossplay too. I guess they had some crossplay issues between Quest and PC, and that's supposedly fixed now. So the only thing is you can't get all the custom maps and stuff on Quest as of yet, but as far as I understand, that is coming. That it's going to be something that's coming in the future. So.
All the original maps are so good though. I mean, they play well. They're well balanced and stuff. Just do yourself a favor and pick it up. And on side quests, it's free. So why not?
Yeah, it's free on side quest and it's half off on Steam right now, which is like what, $10 I think it costs. So
$9.99.
It's totally worth it. I mean, this is one of the highlights of our week, I think.
Till the 8th, I think. So at least pick it up, even if you're not going to play right now. I can't wait to get back in. Yesterday, I got my box shipment from Mammut, which is for my Apto. And so what these are is the reverse mounts, which I think I talked about either when we streamed or last week, but I can't wait to get these on. There you go.
Yeah.
So that I can switch my mounting positioning. I just wasn't a fan of the underslung mount.
Yeah, I can never get used to it.
I like to be able to sit it on top. I know.
Yeah, we played with a gun stock with Rift CV1 and stuff for a long time, and they were the top mount. And switching to the undermount of the Mammut, I just never could get used to it, but there was no other good solution really for the index, and hopefully this is going to work really well. I ordered some too. Mine are on the way. Tyler has his in stock, and I was like, oh, we should talk about these on the show today, and I went to the Mammut website, and they're sold out. So I must have been pretty close to getting the last ones, so they hopefully come back in stock again. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. I didn't use it when we were streaming the other night. I haven't been using a gun stock, which
me neither. Yeah,
we've talked about it, and there's advantages and disadvantages. Some people say, "Oh, a gun stock is cheating," but there's you gain some things with a gun stock and you lose some things with a gun stock. There's a trade-off with a gun stock. You have that 1-to-1 where your controllers are always lined up. You pull up, you're right on site all the time. But then you have the fact of reloadings get slower.
Yeah, it's not as quick.
Grenade throws are not as easy. Swapping weapons, like if you're swapping to a sidearm. So when I'm using a gun stock, I rarely use grenades because I'm just not as efficient with it, and so there are trade-offs, but I just love the feeling. And one of the biggest things for me is just that immersion factor, because I like feeling like I'm holding something and something's pressed against my shoulder rather than just two controllers out in the air. So if you haven't tried a gun stock, I recommend giving it a shot. It's a huge learning curve though.
I mean, let us know too, like what you guys use. I really want to know, because I actually got off using one like Sean for the longest time now. So I've gotten used to not using one again, but man, I miss it. When I go and play Contractors, especially, I really just want that pull up. When you pull the end of the gun up, it's there every single time.
And it's just that muscle memory and the gun stock calibration too. You can go in and adjust the angle, height, and everything of every single gun, every single two-handed weapon in there for a gun stock.
Greg VR said it's not cheating, LOL. But I know we hear a lot of different things.
Some people get mad that, oh, you're using a gun stock, that's cheating. It's like, I mean, okay, but I don't really know. I mean, like I said, if it was like a complete 100% advantage and there was no disadvantages to a gun stock, then I can kind of see maybe, but there's big trade-offs too. So I don't know, but man, it's such a good game. But I really excited to try the Mammut again with the index, because I don't have an index gun stock, and it's hard for me to switch back to the Rift S with the audio not as good and the lower field of view. So I do have the Pro Tube, the mag tube that I use with the Rift, and I got the cups for it for the Rift S controllers and the Quest controllers. But
it's on now, man. Contractors is full go now. It's great.
We got to get back in there, because man, it's such a good game. Absolutely love it. So hopefully some more people pick it up. We stopped playing it for a long time because the player base was so far down that nobody was playing it. So we were like, every time we go on there was nobody to play with. So this update has helped big time.
Oh, it's huge. And now with Quest and crossplay and stuff, and that's the numbers we're seeing on VRLFG aren't even people playing with Quest.
Yeah, or Oculus Store and stuff.
Or Oculus, right?
So it's just Steam. So Yeah, so the lobbies are pretty full. It's a ton of fun. I do recommend going in and downloading all the custom maps and stuff because they take a little while to download, and you can't, if you hop into a lobby that they're playing custom maps, you can't get into that lobby until it's finished downloading. So it works out good to just go ahead and download them, and I think that'll help you out.
So to jump to the next topic here, can we jump to another one of my favorites, some sim racing?
I don't know which one. Oh, yeah.
So crispy, man. This looks so crispy. And I just want to go out on a limb and say that I think you're going to love this because they are now adding customization to Project Cars 3. And I feel like this has just been, one huge missed thing in sim racing.
Well, one thing they're doing too is they also said that this Project Cars 3 is going to be a little bit more of a mixture between arcade and sim racing. Like they understood that sometimes the hardcore simulation racing stuff can kind of be a turnoff for some people. And I think for me, that's a little bit of the case because, I mean, I have 100%. A wheel set up and everything. I like the racing, but I'm so much more a fan of the Forza Horizon series of car games.
Yeah, you just want to get in and just rip it. Like you don't want to get in and worry about setting up your tire pressures and suspensions or any of that, you know. And I agree. Like unless I have a lot of time I can devote to it, I just want to get in and drive too. Yeah. So I'm 100% on board with this. I really am.
I really like the customization, but as far as I understand, it's still all going to be racetracks, right? Like where Forza Horizon is open, you're like on an island and you have this whole island to explore. I still prefer that. I still have a dream of Forza Horizon someday.
It'll
in VR,
be there, man. It's coming.
But this has me excited because I'm a fan of Project Cars. Like Project Cars 2, I have 1 and 2, and I really like them. I don't spend as much time in these as some people, and I don't get into them as much, but they're still a ton of fun. Like I like to hop in, do a couple laps, have a couple races, try out a couple different cars, and that's usually the gist of it for me. But there is going to be like a whole revamped career mode and like all kinds of stuff for this as far as I understand. So I think for me, this is good news. And I know there's some hardcore sim guys that are kind of like, they're mixing in some arcade style, sim style. And there's some people that are mad about it, but not me. I'm pretty
But it brings a bigger player base to it too. So you can always still run those, sim lobbies and stuff where you're doing legit races or not, so I don't think it's a bad thing because you're always going to pick up new players then to build that sim racing community. So I think it's great. I'd like to hear what Greg's VR, I see he's in chat too live. I know he does a lot of sim racing. If he's excited or not, where's he? I figure he's probably excited about this. I know he likes all kinds of stuff too.
The best thing about this is it's going to have VR support right out of the gate. So we don't have to wait for any VR support down the road. It's supposed to be this summer. I think it's this summer that it launches. Yeah, it launches this summer on PC. So,
which I was surprised. Usually announcements end to draw out a little bit from the release. So it's pretty soon, actually. So I'm kind of excited about this.
So it says over 200 race and road cars, 140 global tracks, customizable car upgrades, realistic performance parts. Tracks are said to include 24-hour night and day cycles, all weather represented in addition to enhanced AI racers, new career mode, all kinds of stuff. So I mean, I like the fact that you can upgrade stuff too. Like one of the things I love doing in Forza Horizon was just taking this beater, this junk car and putting like this
know if you're going to be.
You're not going to be able to do that. No. You're not. No,
you can't do that kind of stuff.
No, I'm just saying that's what I love to do. Like I love to just go out cruising in this beat up car that was like a monster. Had some crazy engine swap done on it, and that's what I like. But so Paradise Decay actually said he tried Forza with Forpex the other day. He said it's not working, but Minecraft Dungeons does work. So maybe someday they'll have it working, but I prefer official support. Like I get it. I know. I just want. I mean, but I don't know if it's ever going to happen because that Forza Horizon is an Xbox branded thing, and if Xbox is never going to get into VR, I don't know that it's gonna. I don't know. But they might crush my hopes and dreams.
Yeah, Greg's VR said he's definitely hyped for it as we need more casual but still AAA racing games with killer VR support. And I agree. Yeah. Yep. The Dirt, the Project Cars. I feel like Assetto is amazing, but I don't think it has the name and broad as Project Cars. So I get it, but.
And I mean, even Project Cars 2, graphically, the game was amazing. I mean, it looked really good. So I think this is going to be even better. I mean, this should look even better than Project Cars 2. I mean, and
more optimized for VR too is my hope. I hope.
I mean, everything now is good. Was it Project Cars 2 or Dirt Rally 2? I think it was Dirt Rally 2 that came out had a bunch of issues right off the bat. Yeah, but it didn't work
out the gate.
Yeah, so.
Oh man, yeah.
But I mean, people are learning now. This is going to be their third project cards that have had VR support, so they have most of that stuff worked out. I'm sure they're continuing to optimizing it. So.
Cheers, Dirk. Pleasure from Thailand. That's awesome.
Oh, from Thailand. That's awesome. I don't even
Pleasure,
know what
man.
is there.
Yeah. So another. Can we get into the other game that I've been screwing with lately?
What's that?
Which, if you guys haven't played it, you have to try ProPutt, right?
Oh.
So it's a golf game, but it's
Quest.
putting only, right?
Yeah,
on the Quest.
And it's only on Quest.
So it's more of like a sim, but not. I don't know. It's a mix, right? I'd say it's a mix between real golf and miniature golf.
Kind of. Yeah.
And visually, it looks incredible. So I play golf.
Which one do you want me to show first?
I don't care. You can show my whatever.
Okay,
so I play golf. So I'm like, you know what? Why not strap a controller to it? Because you do have that 1-to-1 ratio. You know, when I'm holding it down, I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm actually holding a club. So let's do that. And I ended up strapping one onto it. And I will tell you this, it works flawlessly. It works perfect for putting.
I mean, then you actually get that weight and stuff of the weight of the bottom of the club.
So
and
much
I mean,
so much.
Yeah, that definitely has to add to the immersion.
But my only issue with this one then, so this was my first setup, right? Which I think this one I'm using a GoPro. I'm using a GoPro handlebar mount to a GoPro quarter 20 into a light mount, like a grip, small rig grip. And it worked great. The only issue is I thought I was going to smash everything in my house because when you go through the menus, you have to hold your controller up to point at stuff. I thought I was going to break everything because now I'm just swinging a controller around or a club around with a VR headset.
Actually,
horrible idea.
Definitely adds to the danger factor. I mean, unless you have a really open space with nothing breakable in the room, that might work okay. And
you could with Quest because you can go you know, anywhere in a garage or somewhere and no problem. But it's still okay. It's not, the end of the world. I still recommend this for fun. You could even duct tape it to it. It would work.
If you wanted to.
Right. But I had, parts from all kinds of other things. So I had my Apto, right? So I'm like, okay, I need a magnetic release so I can pull it off and then use it in the menus and stick it back on there. And this actually worked the best because you can actually pull the controller off, use your menus. And when you're putting and stuff and you want to reset your views, you can actually just tap the trigger on it or you just kind of reach up and hit your buttons and then go back to putting. And it actually works really well.
Yeah.
But a lot of fun. I highly recommend it. This setup, you would have to have an Apto to even do. And I've tried to research what I can buy out there that's a good magnetic mount that's solid. And I really can't find anything.
I mean, you could probably do something.
Find something though, let us know.
Yeah, let us know. But you could probably do something 3D printed. You may be able to do because they do. You even made a 3D printed gun stock that was a magnetic gun stock, I think, for my cousin back in the day. So you could probably do something like that that's magnetic and 3D printed. But I mean, even the GoPro mount, I think would work good enough. You just have to be careful not to smash something, and have a big enough play space. But
and this, I was like, well, I wonder if the controller would fall out, but it doesn't. Even if you scuff the ground or anything, which I recommend carpet, by the way, not hardwood.
Yeah.
If you scuff the ground with the club, it doesn't fall out of this, which I was impressed with actually. So it's kind of cool. But awesome. Works really good.
I mean, anything like this in VR really does add to the immersion factor because, I mean, you see yourself holding a club. That's what's rendered in the headset, and you're swinging it and everything else. But this, you actually get that 1-to-1 weight of, you can tell you're holding something lengthy. It's heavier at the bottom. It's not just a controller. So, I mean, do you think this would make you better in the game? Do you think this adds to...
absolutely.
So even makes you better.
Consistency, all of it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%.
That's what I would think too.
Yeah. Let's see. So Maywater said, couldn't you use the other controller for the menus? And I probably could have, but you have to hold the club with both hands. So then you're trying to sit it down. I mean, I guess if you had, they do make those waist printed things, you can hook it to your waist belt, and you could.
Yeah, that might work.
And you could set it down and grab it. But, in VR, I try to keep everything in VR. So I don't want to worry about what's outside of it and break that realism. But you could, absolutely. But you only need one controller in game though, right? You don't even need to have both. So
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so
Is
it's
this
cool,
game
though.
putting only, or can you get the driver out? Yeah, no driver.
Yeah, no driver.
No.
It is all putting,
Yep.
but it's a lot of fun. I definitely recommend the game. It is out now. I think it's
Yep.
$20 on the Oculus Store, and I don't know if they're gonna
Yeah.
come out
It
with a
is.
PC version. I haven't heard anything about that. It's only
It's
Quest,
so
so
good though, man.
yeah, it
It's
is a
so
really
cool.
good game. So, and I don't know,
Yep.
it's made by Topgolf, I believe, is who actually made the
Well,
game. Are they a
so
partner with?
they did. Yeah, the original developer came out which is when we got on board with the original, and then Topgolf actually bought into it.
Okay.
So now their name's on it and stuff. So they're funding it and stuff. So yeah, really
Yeah,
cool though.
it's a cool
Good
idea.
project.
I love this
Good
idea.
game.
I need to.
Yep.
I don't know
You
if I
gotta
have
try
a
it.
golf. I don't know if I have a putter. Actually, I'm not a golf person,
Honestly,
and so
if
I'm gonna have to go
anybody
pick up a putter.
if anybody, yeah, just pick up a $5 putter at a
Yeah, you
garage
can get
sale
those at
or
like
something,
Goodwill and stuff, probably.
and you seriously could just duct tape it to it. You
Yeah.
really can. You could do it. It'd get tape all over your controller, but worth a try. Super cool.
Or I mean, you could probably even just hold the controller to the. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, that would get a little weird.
No,
but
because it has to be that 1-to-1.
Yeah.
Like if that controller moves even a little bit,
yeah, that's
it's
true.
gonna be off.
That's true. Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome idea,
Yep.
though. I absolutely
Yep.
love this. This is so cool.
A lot of fun. Super cool to try if you guys are bored.
Definitely. I'm gonna throw the mug shots. We did have some new mug shots in the
There you go.
Discord, so I was gonna throw these up here while we figure out our next topic. Let's talk about the VRcover stuff a little bit. So VRcover did come out with the silicone. These are basically just a silicone cover that goes onto. This is actually from my Quest. So this is the original facial interface, and you just pull it off and it slides on there, and then you just pop it on. What I usually run on my Quest is the slim cover from VRcover, like the leather style one, the pleather one.
Right.
The nice thing about this is that you can I leave this on here now. So if somebody else is using it, I just pop that off and pop this on, and it works great for hygiene. Hygiene is a big thing nowadays, so you can easily wipe this off with a alcohol wipe or whatever, and it's very comfortable. I've never really used silicone covers before. I've always used the pleather ones from VRcover, and they haven't had one for the Rift S, really an official one, so I had like the cotton cover on my Rift S. So now I've put this on my Rift S, and that's actually what I'm using now, and it's actually really comfortable. I mean, that's the Rift S version.
It gives it even that cooling factor that even the pleather starts to give you over the foam,
Yeah.
It is. It's definitely helps.
And it doesn't soak up at all.
Nice.
So, I mean, if you, especially, a lot of people are doing the GST fitness challenge and stuff. So, I mean, you sweat a lot when you're in VR and doing a very active game like Beat Saber or Supernatural Box VR.
My old CV1 might even have a little bit of sweat smell to it.
Oh, yeah, mine does too.
Years.
It really does. So that's nice because it doesn't, I mean, even the leather ones, I mean, they don't really soak it up, like, because the newer ones don't have, like, the little holes in them like they used to.
True. That's
but
true.
it's still, I don't know, these seem to do a little bit better. I mean, they don't soak up anything, obviously. And I mean, even if you need a break in between, you just take it off and you wipe it back off. So, I mean, it works really good. I got a couple pictures in here, I think.
Jason, the developer, drop-in says they love their silicone covers.
Yeah. And I said, I've never been. Oh, it's in here. So this is the Rift S one, just a picture of it, so you can see a little bit better. And I have my lens adapters in the Rift S, but it actually does. I've never used them before. I know they've been, you could get silicone covers on Amazon and stuff from different manufacturers for a little while, but I've never tried them really before, I don't think. And these are, I'm actually a fan. I'm a fan of these.
So gaming science teacher said she can't stand the nose flaps on the covers, but I think it might be nice for blocking light, but I guess you could always snip them out if you really didn't like them.
I think she did cut them out, and you could easily do that. I'm curious if she's tried the VRcover ones yet or not. I think she was using some different ones, but it is a little. This one doesn't bother me. I don't know if some other ones are a little bit different, but this one doesn't really seem to bother me too bad. Just rest like this, and I'll just do the rest of the show like this. Is that okay?
Oh my gosh, come on. Keep it between the mustard and the mayonnaise, man. Come on, we're on a show.
But I am a fan. I honestly never thought I would really like the silicone covers that much, but I actually think they're pretty good. So
yeah, you're a mess. Oh, man.
But this is how I run it. I still run the thin VR cover on my Quest. I use this to swap back and forth, easily wipe it off. Somebody comes over, and the silicone cover is staying on my Rift S for right now.
Good.
I like it on the Rift S. So. Yeah, pretty awesome.
I'll definitely have to use it. Sweat it up in ProPutt.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
ProPutt's relaxing though. I can't say that.
a lot of people too, and especially people like in the UK and stuff, they've complained about how hot it's been. And I don't know how the AC is in the US compared to the UK and stuff. But I mean, even for me, the VR room is one of the hotter rooms of the house. You know, it's an upstairs room and it's at the very end of the house. And for some reason, this room seems to be a little bit warmer usually than the other part of the house. So it's VR. It's a problem when it gets real hot in the summertime.
Oh, it absolutely is.
VR. They don't real hot temperatures and VR don't mix very well together. So
Scuba Sean.
Scuba Sean.
Alex VR.
That's awesome.
Man, I know.
That's pretty cool. But let's talk a little bit about a new game that we don't have a ton of information about. But this is actually the image from our thumbnail. And this is Gambit, and the trailer isn't really showing us much. We're supposed to get actual gameplay and stuff trailer later this fall, but this is from X-Real Games. These are the same guys that brought you Atex Cybernetic. Oh crap, brain fart. What's the gun game?
Zero Caliber.
Zero Caliber. I couldn't think of it there for a second. But yeah, so this I'm actually pretty excited about this.
I am too. I'm mad though.
You're mad?
I'm gonna say I'm very mad because I want them to put their resources toward PvP in Zero Caliber.
Yeah.
And that's something that was kind of promised at like the release of Zero Caliber and then got dropped and pushed back, and we still don't have it, but we know they're working on it.
It was supposed to be pretty soon. If I remember right, it was supposed to be like springtime, early summer. I don't know. That is a little bit disappointing. The only other thing I can say about it is Contractors is so good that I mean, I'm still looking for it because
Contractors, man.
Yeah, I mean, it is Zero Caliber is a totally different kind of game, really, and some of the physics-based stuff is a little bit different than some of the other PvP games. So I am really curious to see how that's going to play. There is still, the co-op and stuff in that, but this Gambit game though is supposed to be a 4-player co-op game, which is pretty awesome, I think.
And multiplayer, so co-op and multiplayer both.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know about a PvP multiplayer.
Yeah.
Is there? Yeah. I didn't see that.
Yep, there is. Yep. There is a deathmatch. Yep.
So let's see here. This is I think they announced this just today or yesterday. It's a co-op action game for PCVR headsets. They cast up to 4 players in a road movie style adventure full of tracks and guns and rock and roll. So we really don't have any kind of gameplay trailer yet. This is the only trailer we have so far. And I know we're going to be getting some in the fall, but as far as, there's limited information right now. It says that it's set in a pre-apocalyptic world, slowly moving towards its demise. Gambit follows 4 close-knit mercenaries whose life is turned upside down after they blow their biggest assignment yet, infuriating their influential client. Each of the 3 chapters of the game, all of them comprised of 3 large maps, can be played by 1 to 4 players with a strong emphasis on a diverse range of weapons and high-octane VR action. Each map has a ton of unlockable content, which can be accessed through the effort and progress, greatly boosting replay value. Fast-paced, easy-to-pick-up single-player and co-op campaigns is complemented by a multiplayer deathmatch feature optimized for a seamless VR experience. I missed that part, so you're right. So there is going to be a multiplayer deathmatch feature. So
I was just looking at it.
And hopefully that comes right off the bat, too. Hopefully that's not something we have to wait for, but...
Right, I agree.
I mean, but look at their other 2 games. They make excellent games, so I'm really excited for this because Atex Cybernetic and Zero Caliber are both games that play very, very well, really polished, good looking, great mechanics. This is awesome.
Anything built around multiplayer, we're always in for.
Yeah,
so
this is kind of the artwork that some of this is what we used in the thumbnail, but it looks really cool. So I think those are the 4 mercenary characters. I don't know how customizable the characters will be, but yeah.
Weapons look fun though.
Oh yeah, the weapons. I mean, you see a bow and arrow, like a chainsaw. I mean, the one guy's holding a can of spray paint. So, I know.
I wondered about potential. That. There's like spray paint at his feet too. So I wonder what the deal is with that. That's kind of cool.
Say that again.
Well, there's spray paint even like at his feet. So it must not just be in the art. There must be something about that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's not just one thing.
Maybe they did kind of like a graffiti,
right?
Some kind of graffiti stuff you can do in the game or something. You can tag stuff or something. I don't know. But yeah, I'm excited about this. I'm really excited about it.
We still have a big AC discussion in chat.
Oh, yeah. I started a big AC discussion.
Yeah, I never actually even had AC at my old place until we just moved. So
Yeah, your other house was what year was that house built in? That was like a
1848.
1848. Yeah. I mean, you had air conditioning. It just wasn't central air conditioning, but
It was just one window air conditioner upstairs. That's all it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So luckily our AC works pretty good. Like I said, this room is a little bit warmer, but I can get by. And I got a ceiling fan, which I haven't busted yet. So I was playing some VR through the week. I was beta testing. I was lucky enough to be in a test. I can't tell you what game or anything yet, but I was playing it down in the living room, and I totally forgot about the ceiling fan, and it has lights off. It hangs a little bit lower than the one in the VR room, and I almost broke it. I hit it pretty hard. I almost busted it. Luckily, I didn't. I was like, oh man, I totally forgot about that, because this game has a climbing aspect in it, and yeah, I was like, oh man, I'm so.
At my old office, I had a center light hanging from the ceiling, and I had an Edison bulb in it with a big glass thing on it. I smashed the crap out of it playing standout. I went to throw a grenade over my head and just smashed the crap. Oh my god. I broke so many things in VR. It's bad. It's real bad.
So one of the discussions in chat has gotten to insect screens. I think Gaming Science feature, and Hussein X said, never heard of insect screens. Need to look into them for safety reasons. I don't know. I mean, in the US, we have house windows. You open the window and there's a screen. A mesh kind of screen. Most of the time, that's in the window.
My old house didn't.
Oh yeah, we have all those, but I don't know. I guess maybe that's not a thing in some other countries. I don't know.
Well, and the ones that they make that are really easy to add, they make those expandable ones. You just open the window and expand it to the size and sit the window back down on it. They're like 10 inches high.
We should do a show about windows. Just windows. What? Windows and air conditioning. Windows, AC, and VR.
Keep this up.
Windows, AC, and VR. The next show coming from RenderedReality.
Your topics today are all over
I've
the
actually
place.
been kind of sick all week, and I haven't felt good. And I think I'm just starting to get over it, so I have a little bit of extra energy today. Maybe, I don't know, because the rest of the week I've been like a blob, so I don't know. But so let's get into one of your favorite games, Elite Dangerous.
Oh yeah, man. Right. Well, it was. I mean, it's still a good game, and actually, I mean, visually it looks amazing. But I don't know, man. After this, I mean, with No Man's Sky and stuff, and now this trying to catch up with No Man's Sky. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. This is Elite Dangerous Odyssey. This is their upcoming update that is going to add a whole bunch of stuff to the game, and it's pretty exciting, except for the fact that they're not going to have VR support right out of the gate. So that's pretty that's a pretty big bummer. But
yeah, I mean, it sounded good when I first read it, and I'm excited. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I might actually jump back in to see it and see how it looks visually. And then no VR. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if. Does anybody even want VR for this at this point with No Man's Sky? I mean,
I think people do. I mean, Elite Dangerous is still a massive. I mean, there's a big following of Elite Dangerous players, and people spend, I mean, hours and hours.
Not with VR though. I feel like not with VR.
I don't know.
I feel like with PC, but
I think Elite Dangerous is one of those games in the early days that really helped VR catch on, because I think it was one of those games that people were getting VR just for Elite Dangerous, but. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, so I think this is coming in 2021, if I'm correct. Yeah, early 2021.
Oh, was it pushed out that far? I guess I didn't realize.
That's what they're claiming is early 2021. They're saying this is the Odyssey update. Explore distant worlds on foot, which is the big thing, because if I remember right, Elite Dangerous, it was just all in ship stuff and vehicles and stuff like that, right?
Greg's VR, and everyone's saying hashtag no VR, no buy. Yeah, I agree. I mean, come on, that's where we're going with the future. I mean, get over it at this point.
Well, I mean, they've done VR support already, so I don't know. I mean, I think VR is a big aspect of the original Elite Dangerous, so I don't know why they wouldn't focus on having that right out of the gate.
Or plan on it, or design it with it in mind.
And like you said, now we have, what was the other one?
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky. So, I mean, No Man's Sky kind of does all of it. I mean, you have a massive building aspect, a massive flight aspect, a massive on-foot exploration. I mean, that game is huge. So, and that's got full VR support. So, I think if it wasn't for No Man's Sky, I think a lot more people would be more excited about this. But I still think there's that community that's going to be super excited about this, especially to have it in VR eventually. As far as I know, it's eventually coming, but...
Recycled said they don't want to alienate the HOTA's commanders. Yeah, I mean, I get it. The hardcore people. But, I mean, we did it in No Man's Sky. You can have your VR controllers used as them. I mean, if you're really... I mean, I know it's not the same, and I know it's not, what they've done for 8 years or whatever with this game, or however long it's been. But I don't know, man. I mean, gotta try something new. I mean, at a point, right?
Yeah,
Don't you get tired of a game? I mean, and want something different and make it new again? I don't know.
But this looks really good. I mean, from the trailer, from the images and stuff that they have on their website, it does look like it's going to be really good. And if they can get this, because I mean, obviously, I'm not excited about at all a flat version, you know what I mean? But if this becomes in VR, then it's definitely something I will probably check out. And Elite Dangerous was never one of the games that I got it. I could never get into it. I don't know. Tyler got into it for a while, and he put quite a bit of hours into it, and I was just never
I don't think it's worth buying. You know, somebody saying no buys and stuff. I probably wouldn't if it was me. If I was going to spend the money, I'd go to like a No Man's Sky or something. If you want the same experience,
is this going to be
optimized for VR?
Is this going to be a paid DLC? I have to imagine.
That I don't know.
Yeah, because this is still an add-on to Elite Dangerous, as far as I know. So I don't know if it's going to be a paid add-on or if it's a free update if you already have the game. I'm not sure. I don't see anything on their website that says price or anything like that, but yeah, I mean, it's a big update. It's gonna be a big update. Social hubs spread throughout the galaxy. You know, there's lethal stealth, all-out combat, diverse settings, objectives, NPCs offer endless mission variety, and near infinite amount of content to enjoy. So I mean, it's a big game, so this is going to make the game even bigger.
They're basically taking the stuff from No Man's Sky that works and, you know, adding it to it. But whatever. Yeah, it's a full paid expansion. Yeah,
paid. Okay, yeah.
I don't know.
That's what I figured, but
unless you already have it, then I don't really recommend buying the game.
It depends how much the paid expansion is.
And it's not VR yet, so we really can't recommend it. You know, we're just speculating that they could come out with VR for it, and I'm sure they will.
This is what they said.
Oh, Fluke Rogi said the lifetime passes. That's right. I forgot about that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is what they said about it. So is it coming to VR? They said currently Elite Dangerous Odyssey will not be VR compatible at launch. We're big fans of VR, and we are truly proud of the amazing experience that we currently offer in Elite Dangerous. However, the new gameplay mechanics and features that will be introduced with Elite Dangerous Odyssey means that we had to re-examine if we could deliver that same experience without compromise, which for launch means Odyssey will not be VR compatible. So they're not even, to me, it doesn't even sound like they're fully committed to VR compatible, but they say that it's not at launch. They emphasized which for launch means Odyssey will not be VR compatible. So
they'll probably do it eventually.
I would imagine. I would think. I mean, I would think they'd have a decent amount of backlash if they don't add VR support. So I think it will come. I don't know how long that's going to be, but so we'll see what happens. Pretty cool, though. I mean, I'm glad to see the expansion. I think that's good that they're adding to the game, but get some VR support or don't do it.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, get with the times.
For real. What are these people? What's wrong with these people?
Right? I know, exactly. So another game that's having an update is Into the Radius. Which is starting to look really crispy, man. This is another one that started out, you know, we were in the first alpha release of this was barren. You know, they had their basic mechanics in there. They had their, I can't think what they're called, the orbs, it's escaping me at the moment. They had those in, they had some exploring and maybe the tool.
Some
not much, right?
Mechanics and stuff like that.
But man, look at it now. Like, it does. It looks really good. I mean, inventory
stuff in the backpack.
Eating out of a can with a knife, you know, like the old military stuff.
Yeah.
Lots of cool things. I mean, look at this. I mean,
it doesn't look like an empty world anymore. I know when I first went back into it, like back in the early days before the game launched, like you said, it was very barren and not a lot of stuff in the game. It's not that way at all now. I mean, even like this shows the forests and stuff being improved. There's a lot more stuff in the game now. And I think it's Scion VR talks about this a decent amount in their Discord and plays this quite a bit. And it's really come a long way. And I will probably spend a little bit of time in this game.
I know. He's the one that keeps telling me, and I'm like, every time now this one, now I'm like, okay, I need to play this one this week because it looks really good. Audio sounds good, which I know we're not playing any of it, but it does, and definitely worth a look. It's on early access on Steam currently.
Yeah, it's available now. The game is available.
It is.
I think it's still in early access, but like you said, this was kind of more of a true early access title that when it came out, you know, but they've been constantly doing updates and adding a lot to the game. So, it's pretty cool. I do need to jump back in here because it's been a little while since I've been in the game, but right now
it's cool to see it grow. I mean, to look so good, you know, it wasn't just, it didn't flatline, you know, they've kept building and actually becoming a really good looking game. So props to them for that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even those smoke effects coming out of the pistol look amazing. I mean, they look really good.
Oh, yeah.
So,
It does look good.
It does.
Yeah.
It really does look good.
It's on my list for the week.
Yeah. Let me pull up the logo.
And Contractors, man.
Yeah, we got to get back. That was a ton of fun actually playing with everybody that played with us.
I know.
So
that was a blast. And if you guys haven't, make sure you follow Paradise Decay on Twitter. He posted a clip of us playing, and we were going to show it, but it's got music in it, so we didn't, want to screw up some monetization for it. But definitely go to his Twitter and check it out. It was a blast. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. I won't spoil it, but it'll give you something to do too.
Yeah. So into the Radius, in this update, they've improved main menu system, the story. They've added a ton of new weapons. There's a bunch of new weapons actually: gas mask, headlamp, canned ham, like you talked about. Cool. Updated controls, index controls. There's new areas, motor pool, underground complex, improvements in the forest areas, better art, density, and variety. It's a pretty big update. This is a big one. So.
Yeah.
If you haven't checked this out, I mean, early days in this game, I probably wouldn't have recommended too highly that you go out and pick up this game to try out. But now it's really getting into that zone where it's like, I think this is going to be
I've actually discussed, they added tunnels in here, and I've discussed it with a bunch of other developers when they're designing their worlds. And I always go back to the tunnels in, not Destiny, The Division, where you go down underground and stuff. And it just felt so cool to go underground. And I've been telling developers, man, you really got to add that. It gives it a dimension, and they've done it.
Even old Minecraft days. I mean, you'd spend a ton of time in Minecraft making underground tunnels and all that.
The forest.
Stuff. Yeah, the forest. Yeah, really is cool. Yeah, and you would find holes you could go explore. That is true. It is a whole new element to things. But F. Frank asked is good. His Contractors 4-on-4. It's 5-on-5, but there's actually some mods now that increase the player count. So I don't know what that goes up to now, but I saw something where there was like, I don't even remember how many people were in there now. And there's also like every man for himself mode, and a bunch of stuff. So all kinds of cool demos.
Greg's VR said we need to get back into Contractors. We will. We definitely will.
Yeah.
We'll blast it out on Discord next time we all get on. It was a lot of fun.
It's so much fun. I can't wait to try out the new Mammut gunstock. That's what I can't. Mine's not in yet. Your adapters came in. I can't wait to try that out. I'm really excited about that. But yeah, it's a blast.
I'm sorry we keep talking about it, but until you guys experience it.
And it's probably not for everybody. Not everybody likes the first-person shooter multiplayer games, but that's kind of our go-to. That's what we love. So, yeah, it's excellent. They did an excellent job. I just love that game. It's so good.
Yep, I know. So, what's the other one? Oh, we didn't talk about Fire Safety Lab, did we? Yeah, we didn't talk about that.
Nope.
Yep.
This is available now.
It is. This is available now on Steam, and it's basically like I don't want to call it like a fire training, but teaches you kind of about it. I think this is a really cool concept. It gives you more of that not comfort with it, but it's like, let's say you had to use a fire extinguisher, know how to use it, or what you do in certain situations. I mean, they even have like the legit fire safety signs in here that are like the past stuff, and you can see fire alarms, stuff like that, trying to put them out. It's kind of cool. I mean, we haven't played this, so I can't speak firsthand, but
I mean, it is kind of a simulator style game, which VR, it works great as a simulator for learning, and you can I mean, who doesn't like to play with fire? And this, you can play with fire, and you don't have to worry about actually getting burned. So
I grew up, but my dad was a fireman for 25 years or something. And I would love to throw him inside this.
Yeah.
He would love to see this. Hear the alarms going off, the lights flashing, the fire going, all of that stuff.
He might have some PTSD. I don't know.
Well, true.
I don't know.
That's true.
But yeah. But I mean, that's what
had some incidents with it.
You were saying something about even like the correct signs and all that stuff. And I would have never noticed any of that stuff. But with you having a little bit of a background, from him being a firefighter and stuff, you recognize some of that stuff. But it is also on sale on Steam, and it's 25% off right now. So the game's $11.99. That offer ends June 9th, so it's not much longer. But I thought it is kind of cool. Yeah, it's kind of a neat. Learn how to use fire extinguisher, different types, how to protect yourself from smoke, high temperatures, what to do in the event of a fire alarm, and how to find an emergency exit from the building. I mean, it's pretty simple stuff, I think, that most people probably kind of know how to do, but it's still kind of neat.
But so a lot of it is more your comfort stuff. So, if you were in a situation where you have a fire, that calmness and knowing what to do is everything. And you can't you can't test that out. You know what I mean? You
Right.
can't just go into burn a building and go in and, you know,
See how you're going to react to it.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
it's everything. So that's kind of cool. I like that portion of it.
Honestly, VR is, I think, one of the VR and AR in the future is going to be the biggest
100%.
simulated training experience things you can possibly do.
It already is.
In a safe,
the Air,
in a
Air
safe
Force
environment.
is using it.
Yeah, it really is.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I think even job training stuff, I think we're going to see a lot more of that, you know, future job training stuff.
Absolutely, we will.
I mean, there's so many benefits to VR that are not fully taken advantage yet by all of them.
And we talked about this probably 9 months ago now at this point, but the Air Force was using it for helicopter training, and they took their training to become a basic helicopter pilot from 36 weeks, I think, down to like 20 weeks or something like that. It was literally almost in half. Yeah, it was almost in half. Yeah. Which is amazing because, you know, you don't have to test in a real helicopter and risk somebody's life, millions of dollars of equipment.
Right.
It's just unbelievable.
There's so many things. Like, what was the game that you put me in? X-Plane, I think it was, that we played together. And I mean, that was literally, you could learn how to fly a plane from doing that. I mean, there were so many switches and controls, so many things you had to do that, I mean, it took me 30 minutes to even get the plane off the ground because I was like, what is going on? I mean, it really does teach you a lot of stuff in that aspect. There's so many, I mean, it's just, it is. I mean, we say this all the time, but the power of VR is just, it really is the future. But.
And we're not even using it to its full potential. I mean, truthfully, you know, until places really adopt this and it's everywhere and it's common, will we really use it to its full potential? And once we do, oh my gosh, it's just be crazy. It really will. I mean, you could literally work in China and we're in the States and you could feel like you're there. And you know, we saw it with, they were working on conference cameras. What was Sony that released those patents for that controlled camera, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Sony, I think.
I think it was Sony.
Yeah, that had the stereoscopic, but yet you could turn and look around and the camera in that location would actually move. Yeah. So, I mean, you know, we're pushing it and we're getting there, but.
I mean, it's still early. I mean, really, in the bigger scope of thing, VR is still in the earlier stages of development. I mean, they still have a ways to go and things to improve, and we're seeing that. I mean, it's constantly improving, but.
Yep. And Elise in chat said this would be good for kids or adults to learn or have fun.
Yeah.
And it would be if you had like a timed thing too in this.
Yeah.
Where you had to do like a certain amount of things and see what score you get.
A little bit of pressure,
Absolutely. It does, yeah. Yep. Or you know that it's going to burn down in 5 minutes, you know. Yeah, absolutely. So pretty cool though.
Yeah,
I like
it is cool. It is cool.
Yep.
It's pretty awesome. But what else you got for today?
Might be about it actually. Where are we at on time? We're pretty close. Yeah. We've been trying to keep our shows at about an hour, so we're close at that. We kind of took some feedback from some surveys that we did with people and stuff, and we've tried to trim some fat off for you guys. So you have to let us know.
Some people like that and some people don't. Yeah. Some people hate it. Some people are like, oh, you guys should go for like 3 hours, which should be really hard to do. But I mean, sometimes it's hard because not everybody has an hour or an hour and a half or whatever to watch the show or listen or whatever. But so
I know. Oh, gaming science teacher said they need to put the SpaceX Crew Dragon docking simulator in VR, stuff like that. Oh,
there are actually some really good space simulation stuff that you can kind of do. The 0G stuff you can do. What was it, like Apollo 11 or something? You
Mission ISS, which is free.
Mission ISS. Yeah, there's a lot of good space stuff out there, and that's one of those things that does work really good in VR, like the 0G stuff and
the Mission ISS. That's where Dragon is right now, actually. Where the guys are. So it's super cool.
I don't know if that's on Quest. I can't remember if that's on Quest. One of them was. One of them was on Quest. Is it?
It is. I think I have that one on Quest. Yep.
I can't remember.
Fluke Rogi said redo the survey. The survey was amazing. I should pull up those stats and look at them again.
Because I don't even know if you can still fill that out, but.
No, I think I don't know. Good question.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. If there's anything you guys don't like about what we're doing, let us know in the comments, because we are literally here for you guys to bring you guys what you want. So
we just like to have fun. I mean, we're just about hanging out with people. I think we probably will try to do more live stream stuff, like of us playing Contractors and stuff. That was a ton of fun to live stream it and be able to talk with people and have chat going and play with people from the community. That's always fun, you know, because it's one thing to just play with random people. It's another thing to play with a bunch of people that you know. It always makes it more fun.
That we're friends with.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there was a ton of people we had in there playing with us. It was awesome.
And it's so
Sneaky
cool
Alien, watch that guy because he's ridiculously good.
Oh man, we played with him. He's played Contractors for a long time though.
Yeah, yeah. There's some
Really
there's some guys that we used to play with back in the day that were really really good. I wonder if they're still playing.
Yeah.
The one guy, I can't remember his name anymore, but he was actually in a wheelchair, and he
Oh,
was one of
yeah.
the best Contractor players I've ever seen.
Yep.
Probably. I mean, he was
I know.
ridiculously good, super
If
fast.
this episode makes its way to you,
Yeah.
let us know, because
Yeah,
we'd love
say
to play with
something.
you again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can't remember
It's
what his
been a
name
long
is
time.
now. I mean, that was back in the
Um,
early days. I mean, Contractors actually came out in early 2018, and we were playing the heck out of it for a long time, and there was a lot of people that were playing it, and then it kind of slowly, they just didn't do enough updates. They didn't add enough maps quick enough. People just got kind of tired of playing the same maps over and over, the same game modes. So
Odd maps, man.
yeah, but
It's
this
what it
this
is.
update has really helped. It's brought them more
Yep.
up to date with some of the other PvP shooters and the mods and the
Yep.
maps and all of that stuff. So
And Limbus says he likes the live streams.
oh, awesome.
So I don't know. Like we're not big live streamers by any means.
Yeah,
If you guys do like it, I guess let us know. We may do it randomly. We're having fun and having a good night or something.
yeah, we need to do it more, I think, because it is a lot of fun. It
Yeah.
just sometimes takes a little while to set up and get all that stuff going. Where sometimes we just want to jump in and play, but. Yeah,
Right.
It's fun to do though. I mean, we'll definitely get another Contractors night going. Maybe this weekend, maybe this week.
Yeah, man.
Sometime.
I gotta get this hooked up for my
Yeah.
Apto.
Yeah,
I
the
am
bad
super
thing is
excited.
once you go back, because this is going to be a new gun stock to learn, with that setup. So it's going to take a little while to get good.
That's true.
Again, at it. So it definitely takes practice. Gun stocks are definitely a muscle memory thing that you just have to learn. It takes a while, but yeah, I can't wait to check it out. Radio
there's
Run
lots
is
of
just hopping in. I think he just said, "Hey, I think
Yeah,
he was
we
in
were
there
playing with him
us.
too.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah,
absolutely.
man, it was such a good time, but
I have lots of stuff in here. There's the new, which supposedly I think these are the new stiffer brackets. I think actually.
yeah, it
for
comes
the
with three.
stock.
Yeah, it comes with
Oh,
three
I
of
think
them.
they're reinforced. That's why they're bigger. They're
So
definitely
a little bit less flex.
Yeah, they don't go all the way through in the center. They're stopped now, so that's pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Which I didn't even really need those, but it's kind of cool they're
Yeah.
included.
I thought about getting also the adapters for the index for my mag tube from ProTube, but
Oh, right.
the bad thing is I don't like about those is that they zip tie on. There's like 4 or 5 zip ties that go around to hold them on. So to take them on and off is a pain in the butt.
Right.
I have a docking station that I use to charge my index controller, so I can't use that. And they're kind of expensive. I think they were like $60 to get the 2 adapters and get them shipped to me. So I was
Yeah.
like, man, that seems like kind of a lot. And I might still do it just to see which one I like better. But I think I spent like $18 to get these adapters for the Mammut
Right.
shipped.
Yeah,
here,
that's what
so,
they came to. Yeah, they were $10 and then $8 to ship them or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, for me, it's gonna be I can't wait to get them on. I really want to start using this gun stock again.
I miss a gun stock. I love a good gun stock. So I have missed playing without my gun stock, but I do find myself using more grenades and stuff now than I used to. And one of Tyler's favorite grenades is the decoy gunshot grenade. They actually have a grenade in there where you can pull the pin and you throw the grenade and it just makes gunshot sounds. So if you're
It's
trying to throw
awesome.
off somebody from where you're at or get them to go to a place, it's
Like
pretty
if
cool.
there's somebody like in the wildlands, when they're in the church, I throw it on the one side and then run around the other way, and they think there's somebody over there. It works every time.
It's
It's so good.
Such a
Run
good
in the
game.
back door.
Such a good
Yeah.
game. Quest people get on there, download links in the
it's so cool,
description.
man.
Pick it up now on Steam, half off. Such a good game. I really
And
want
we
to
don't
see.
promote. We don't get anything off any of these or anything we say to you guys. This is all just what we do, what we play, and what we love.
We don't get any kickbacks off of their sales
No.
or anything like that. We have nothing to do with them. We're not affiliated with them.
none of
We
it.
just love the game. And the better it does, the better it does, the better it is for us because we get to keep playing the game. There's more people to play with. There's more people making maps. And I'm trying to convince Tyler actually to make a map for in there too because he's made some Pavlov maps in Unreal. And I really want him to get some stuff into Contractors. I'm hoping he's talked about getting a laptop, a really good laptop to do some stuff from, not always on the gaming PC. And hopefully he can do that. Hopefully we get some rendered reality coffee shop maps or something in there. I think it would be.
I have an
cool.
idea. I have an idea for a map too.
Do it. So everybody leave a comment and leave a thing on here that Tyler needs to get in there and make a map so we can pressure him into
because
it.
That will.
No,
I will.
yes.
That's
Yeah,
bad.
do
Because
it.
I don't. It takes a lot of time.
It does
to build
take a lot of time.
from
It
scratch.
really does. Yeah.
So
but that's why I
it's
want you
hard
to do it.
because I want to. I know. I get it. I have an idea for a really cool one. Every map. I think my next build, which I probably need to get some more assets and stuff too, but I want to do not a high rise, but every map is horizontal, right? So you have bases on each side. So I really want to do one that has bases top and bottom, and you run vertically between the two.
Huh.
That's
yeah, as
my
long
next,
as you have multiple,
next one.
as long as there's multiple entry points, that's the key.
There'd be
obviously
tons of multiple entry points.
Yeah. Maybe even
all
you
over.
need to get an elevator in there too. That'd be sweet.
Not working.
Working.
Well, I had some other ideas for that.
Okay.
We'll just let it go.
We'll leave it out there. But definitely, hopefully you can get some of that, working on some of that. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. But like we said, join the Discord if you haven't already, because that's usually when we throw something in there if we are going to get on and play and try to get some people in there with us. So
Yep.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Greg's VR said Doom or Death Star map. So many good ideas.
Right?
And anybody can do it. There is a link in the their Discord, the Contractors Discord and stuff, to get the stuff you need to do it. And as far as I know, downloading Unreal and everything, that's all free to do. I mean, you have to, if you're not going to make your own assets, you can purchase your own assets and stuff. But anybody can do it. So Greg's VR, man, have at it. Let's see a Doom map or something out of you. Like, I mean, I would love to see anybody that makes a map. Let us know. I'd love to jump into it. So
I know.
I'd love to jump in and check it out.
Makes me want to do it, man, but you're killing me. You're killing me here. I only have so many hours in a day, you know.
No, it's unlimited. There's at least 24.
Right. Who needs sleep, right? When we have coffee.
Yeah, exactly. For real. But I think that's pretty much it. We'll stop rambling about Contractors. I'm sorry if you hate Contractors. You don't want to hear about it, but
just gotta try it.
We love it. So.
It's $9.99.
Yep.
Best thing you can buy for $10. I'm telling you.
The price of a good bag of coffee. That's all it
is. Right. And we do really appreciate when we were setting up to come live, you know, our subscribers will come up on screen. So we really appreciate all the subscribers because they were popping up before we were even on the show live.
Yeah. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. It definitely helps us out a little bit.
You don't have to.
So you don't have to.
We have too many subscribers. Don't subscribe. You can go somewhere else. There's plenty of other places to go.
You think reverse psychology works? I don't know.
It might. Probably not.
My goodness. Anyways, all right, we'll stop rambling. But again, thanks for watching. We really do appreciate it. Seriously. And we'll definitely be playing some VR here soon. So
see you guys back here, and we will see you in Contractors VR, right?
For sure.
All right, guys.
Later.
Peace.
See ya.